Okay, so basically in the last lecture what we have completed is like the application of the first law. Okay, so basically we have seen the law which is applied to a process. Okay, so basically in that all the equations and all that we have seen. So in that what we have seen, like the energy, it is nothing but a combination or addition of, or a sum of, internal energy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy plus other form of energy. It is equal to the net change in the total energy of the system. So basically we have seen it for the closed system as well as for the what we can say the open system. Then we have seen the first law applicable for a steady process. Okay, now the steady process means what? The delta p upon delta t is it is zero, means whatever the what we can say is like any parameters. Okay, if it is not changing with respect to time, so you can say that when the process is steady, when the fluid parameter at any point on the control volume remains constant with respect to time, so that process is called as a steady flow process. So that is delta p upon delta t is equal to 0 over there. Okay, whereas if it is not there, I mean if it is a changing with respect to time, so that is called as a unsteady process. Okay, so in fluid mechanics basically we are considering two uh, terms over there, the laminar flow and the turbulent flow. So laminar flow is a steady flow over there. Okay, and if it is not, I mean steady nahi hai, in that case it will be a turbulent flow over there. Also we have seen the conservation of mass principle, because the mass flow rate is one of the important parameter whenever we are considering any thermal applications over there. Okay, so basically mass flow rate is what? The total amount of mass flow through a cross section per unit time. So that is nothing but your mass flow rate. Okay, and it will be calculated as m dot is equal to a, that is a cross sectional area, in meter square. C is nothing but the velocity, and nu is nothing but the specific volume, that is meter cube per kg. So specific volume is what? The volume, it is the amount of volume, or it is the volume per unit of mass. So that's why this unit has become m cube, that is meter cube per kg. Okay, and we have derived some derivations and all that, and from that we came across a equation that is nothing but m dot is equal to constant is equal to rho 1 a1 c1, where rho is density, a is the area, and c is nothing but the velocity, is equal to rho 2 a2 c2. Okay, so that was the equation that we have derived over there. Then we have seen that steady flow energy equation. Now there are so many applications based on this thermodynamic process. Okay, so those are available in the universe, or what we can say available in the market. Okay, so to study all these things, so to solve any problem related to that things, okay, so we need to understand the steady flow energy equation. So basically we have seen that steady flow energy equation, and we came across this equation, that is m1 into u1 p1 v1 plus c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q is equal to m2 into bracket u2 p2 v2 plus c2 square by 2 plus gz2 plus ws. Okay, now what are these all terms? So basically this is in mass, this is internal energy. Okay, this is p1 v1. Okay, that is a product of the pressure and the volume over there. So basically instead of what we can say the internal energy, so okay, this is a flow work basically. Okay, then this is c, that is a velocity, that is kinetic energy what we can say. Then gz1, that is a potential energy, and q is nothing but the heat interaction, whereas ws is nothing but the shaft work over there. Okay, so basically this was the equation. Okay, so that we have found out over there. Right now so okay, some modification has been done, so that this u1 plus p1 v1 is nothing but the enthalpy. Okay, so we can substitute h1 over here, so this equation will become h1 c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q is equal to the so on terms. Okay, and if we say it is for a unit mass, okay, so in that case this m and this m will get cancelled, and rest of the equation will be like this. And but whenever we are considering any application, engineering applications over there, so at that time you just apply this equation. okay, or any this equation also you can use it over there. Okay, so we have seen or we have applied this equation to the nozzle over there. So basically why we are using the nozzle over there, so increase in the velocity and decreasing velocity अगर मुझे चाहिए तो along the अगर कोई flow है तो उसके अलावा अगर increase in velocity or decrease in velocity चाहिए, so at that time I'll use the nozzle over there. Okay, so जहाँ पे area reduction हो रहा है, so that part is called, that region is called as a convergent part. Okay, so जहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि velocity has been increased and ये जो part है that is expanding, so that is called as the divergent part over there. Okay, so basically यहाँ पे क्या 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 चीज़ें मतलब whenever we are finding out the equation, at that time we need to consider some what we can say some parameters over there, या फिर जो भी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स फीचर्स है, तो एक बार हम लोग ने वो देखा था सब। तो नोजल में देर इज नो शाफ्ट वर्क बिकॉज देर इज नो शाफ्ट अटैच टू इट, सो द डब्ल्यू एस विल बी जीरो ओवर देयर. Then these walls are thermally insulated, so Q is equal to also 0, and nozzle is at same height, so that's why Z1 and Z2 is I mean it is equal. Okay, so that means what, the change in potential energy will be 0 over there, right? So yeah, after substituting all the equations, okay, we have simplified everything and then we have come up with the equation that is C2 is equal to C1 square plus 2 into h1 minus h2. So if you want to find out the velocity at C2, I mean at exit velocity, if you want to find out, you should know about the entry velocity. Okay, and that we know because whatever the entry velocity is there, so at the amount of, I mean whatever the value of velocity, it will be there at the entry, so that we know that. Okay, and enthalpies, so that we can either calculate it, okay, so or we can find it out, and from the equation we can find out the velocity at the exit over there. Okay, and if the c1 and c2 are equal, then c2 is given by the under root of 2 into h1 minus h2, so that is the difference, twice of difference between the enthalpy, so that gives the C1 and C2. Okay, so basically this was the equation that we have seen in the last lecture. So now we will move on to the next application. Now that is nothing but an heat exchanger. Okay, now heat exchanger, what is the use of heat exchanger? Uh, basically क्या रहता है पहले तो heat exchanger. So you can see the first line is over there, the condenser and the evaporator and the main type of the heat exchanger. So basically you have heard about these words. Okay, so basically if you have seen the refrigerator, so in that you will see a evaporator over there, you have seen a condenser over there. So backside kabhi dekho uska, but संभाल के देखो. So you will see some coils and all that there. So basically the compressor is there, so after the compressor you will see a condenser coils are there, so ऐसा bounded ऐसा पूरा coils रहेगा. Okay, then the expansion wall it will be there, and then the evaporator is there. So basically condenser and evaporator का जो working होता है, so what is the working of that, to exchange the heat between two fluids. Okay, so basically अगर कोई दो fluid है उसमें से एक है hot fluid एक है cold fluid, तो basically कैसे हो जाता है पता है रेफ्रिजरेटर में कि compressor जो है ना, so compressor what it will do, it will generate the what we can say जो एयर रहेगा तो it will be generated or compressed over there. ठीक है, so it will be having a high pressure as well as जो compressor में रहता है at that time it will be having a high what we can say the temperature is also high. Okay, but now when it enters into the heat exchanger, at that time what happens, the whatever the air is there na, that high pressure and it will be there, so what it will do, so the temperature of the air will be what we can say we can reduce that thing in the condenser over there, then it will go, and even the phase is also changing in that. Okay, so basically the whatever the air is there, so that will be converted into the liquid over there, and then that will be go to the expansion wall. Okay, in expansion wall the pressure is again decreased over there. Okay, and pressure again decrease होता है, then उसके बाद में क्या होता है again the temperature so थोड़ा सा rise हो जाएगा, then it will go to the evaporator. Okay, and then evaporator से again it will come to the your compression. So the complete cycle is there, that is called the vapor compression cycle. You will come across that things in the later on stages maybe. Okay, we will discuss about that thing. Refrigeration के time पे we have a refrigeration cycle, so in that case I'll explain you the thing. But the basic working of the heat exchanger is nothing but the exchange of what we can say, uh, the temperature, okay, basically या फिर heat transfer, exchange of heat between the two fluids. So basically मैंने ना आप लोग को एक एग्जांपल दिया था, याद है? आई डोंट रिमेम्बर वेल, जब एनर्जी हम लोग ने देखा था, so all the forms of energy, so in that there was an example of steam power plant. Okay, so basically what happens in the steam power plant, so water will enter. Okay, so whatever the water is there, so that will be enter from what we can say, कूलिंग एक टावर रहता है वहाँ पे, some arrangements and all that there. Okay, so from that the water will come and हम लोग क्या करते हैं वहाँ पे ना, एक चैम्बर में what happens, whatever the water is there, तो उसको हम लोग हीट करते हैं by means of any fuel, या तो फ्यूल बर्न करके या फिर कोल बर्न करके. what we will do, we will generate the steam. so वो पानी से पूरा steam create करते हैं. Okay, okay, and then it will go to the turbine. so वो turbine run करते हैं and then turbine में your generators are there, so that will generate the electricity. And the steams which are leaving the what we can say, the turbine, then आगे वो जाएगा पाइप में. and again ना आगे जाके कब पाइप रहेगा, so two pipes will be there side by side. तो एक पाइप रहेगा ना जहाँ पे क्या हो जाएगा, whenever there are cold fluid in that, and ये आपका steam रहेगा, hot steam रहेगा. so now हम लोग ने ये टेंडेंसी ऑलरेडी देखा है कि लाइक दो फ्लूइड्स अगर अलग अलग, मतलब कोई भी दो सिस्टम्स है या फिर सिस्टम एंड सराउंडिंग अगर है, if they have a temperature difference between these two, then क्या हो जाएगा, there will be a heat exchange between them. okay, and basically कैसे हो जाएगा, from high temperature to lower temperature. so basically क्या हो जाता है, जो hot steam है, so that will take a heat from that cold water or whatever it is. okay, and whatever the heat is there, so that will be released over there, so that will be exchange of heat, and again it is converted into the water, and then again it is supplied to again that chamber over there. okay, so basically that is in process of heat, and that region is called the heat exchanger, or that device is called the heat exchanger. so you can see it over here. so these are the devices where the objective to heat transfer, or to transfer the heat energy between the hot and the cold fluids. okay, therefore the heat transfer rate cannot be taken as a zero. so in this case, in a last case, what we have considered is the heat transfer was zero, because we have assumed that the walls of the nozzle are what we can say, insulated. so that's why it was considered, q was considered as a zero over there. but now in this case you cannot take zero. okay, because there is a transfer of heat between two systems or two fluids over there. so these devices are widely used in the as I said, the refrigeration system, air conditioning system, thermal power plants, and even the various industries are there. so in that case you are using the heat exchanger. so basically we are creating all these things. okay, so heat exchanger and all that, I'll show you in the next lecture. basically I have a 3D model. recently I was working on one of the projects, so that time we have created that thing. so I'll show you the heat exchanger, how it looks and all that. okay, I have a 3D model with me. so okay, so fine. so now we'll come to the steady flow energy equation. so basically what is our steady flow energy equation? that is m into h1 c1 square by 2 plus gz1 plus q is equal to the rest of the things. okay, now what assumptions or what are the characteristics what we can consider over here? okay, so the first one is nothing but the shaft work. okay, अब हीट एक्सचेंजर में ना कोई शाफ्ट वर्क नहीं होता. शाफ्ट वर्क मतलब क्या है पता है, कि अगर कुछ ना कुछ तो प्रोसेस, अभी जैसे टरबाइन है सपोज. ओके, सो टरबाइन में क्या हो जाता है, जो स्टीम इट विल बी एंटर ना, सो हीट हो जाएगा ना स्टीम पे जब भी टरबाइन, at that time turbine will be rotated. अब ये turbine किस पे mounted रहता है, that is mounted on the shaft. so that time some work will be there, so that is called as the shaft work. तो यहाँ पे तो कोई shaft work है नहीं, so that time where W1 sorry WS it will be 0 over there. ठीक है, 1 minute. okay, so basically the WS will be 0. have you understood why WS is 0? because there is no shaft involved in that, so only uh, what we can say, work done is 0. The q is not equal to 0 because we have already mentioned that thing, because there is a transfer of heat between the two fluids, and just because of that there won't be any the heat transfer, it won't be 0 over there. Okay, then change in kinetic energy, it is negligible. Okay, so basically whatever the fluid velocity and all the things are there, so we are not considering in that thing, so basically we are not interested for that. We का यहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा हम लोग consideration नहीं करते. Okay, so that will, we will keep it 0 over there, I mean negligible रखते हैं. So this c2 square by 2 minus c1 square by 2, it will be 0 and negligible है. Okay, then the change in the potential energy means वो जो elevation है, so that is entry and the exit जो points है, so that is again at the same height, just like जैसे हम लोग ने nozzle में किया था, so likewise it will be again at the same level, so that's why z1 is equal to z2. Okay, so now if I substitute all the values over here, this ws, okay, so this ws will become 0. Okay, this is not equal to 0, fine. Now this one and this one will get cancelled because this is negligible, so nearly equal we can consider that thing. And even this one and this one will cancel out. Okay, so यहाँ पे फिर बचा क्या है हमारा, so that is nothing but your mh1, so this m into h1 plus q is equal to m into h2. Okay, so now if you want to find out the heat transfer between these two, so how you can calculate, the q is equal to m into bracket h2 minus h1, that is nothing but the mass into the change in enthalpy. Okay, so whatever the enthalpy difference it is there, so that you can, from that you can calculate the heat transfer over there. Okay, ये वाला अभी दिख रहा है, this one visible, दिख रहा है. हाँ, okay, so basically this is the formula, right? So okay, so okay, now if you want to find the heat lost by the steam, मतलब अभी हम लोग को अगर like comparison करना है, so whatever the heat lost by the steam and heat gained by the cooling water, because evaporate and condenser में क्या हो जाता है, steam and water, I mean whatever the cooling water is there, just a minute guys, huh? Okay, okay, no issue, no issue. Okay, so basically as I said, the steam and cooling water के बीच में क्या आ जाएगा, there will be a heat exchange. Okay, so if you want to find that energy difference, so how we can find it out, so ms, okay, so that is nothing but the mass flow rate of the steam into bracket the hsi. Okay, so ये steam का है, so that is an inlet and outlet. Okay, is equal to mw, that is the mass flow rate of the cooling water, into bracket the enthalpy at the entry of the cooling water, मतलब जब वो heat exchanger में cooling water जब enter करेगा, at that time the enthalpy of that particular water minus, sorry यहाँ पे exit करेगा minus the entry. Okay, so basically this is the formula to calculate the heat loss. Okay, so whatever the heat loss दोनों में जो हो रहा है ना, so that we can find it out by using this formula. So basically this equation is applicable for condenser and evaporator over there. Okay, whereas ये जो आपका है ना, this is a general equation. So if you have both the enthalpies, like H2 if you have, H1 if you have, so you can calculate directly, you can calculate the Q over there. Otherwise you have to go with this formula. Is it clear? The simple thing is there. Okay, so these are some representation all the things. So basically this is an boiler. Okay, so boiler में कैसे होता है, the heat will be supplied from here, right? So the water is there, this heat will be supplied over there, the temperature is increased over there. Just because of that, the water it is converted into the steam, and that will be out from this wall in this pipe. Okay, so basically this is an again example of what we can say the heat exchanger consider करते हैं हम लोग वहाँ पे. Okay, then actually it is used in the generation of steam basically. Then this is an example of the condenser. ये देखो यहाँ पे. Okay, so यहाँ से क्या हो रहा है, the water is entering inside, the water is going outside, and the steam is coming from this side. So steam comes here and condenses outside. Okay, so there will be a heat exchange between these two tubes over there. Okay, and that will gives the, I mean there will be a heat transfer between these two. And this is an evaporator. So basically evaporator मतलब क्या है कि like your refrigerator जो रहता है ना, उसमें जो ऊपर का रीजन है ना, जहाँ पे आपको ये आइस चैम्बर जो हम लोग का रहता है ना, सो वहाँ पे आप कभी देखोगे ना, तो यू विल सी द कॉइल्स ओवर देयर. ये ऐसे देखो कॉइल्स रहते हैं. कभी देखना है तो संभाल के देखो, मतलब बंद करके आप, नहीं तो डायरेक्टली हाथ डालोगे, वो रिस्की रहता है. सो कभी देखना है इन केस, जस्ट switch it off, switch off the supply, remove the plug, I mean जो वायर रहता है वो निकाल दो प्लग से, एंड देन जो भी ऑब्जर्व करना है ऑब्जर्व करो. सो इन दैट केस यू विल सी द कंप्लीट अरेंजमेंट ओवर देयर. Okay, okay, no issue. Again I'll show you that thing also. So थोड़ा refrigeration and all that में, at that time I'll show you the animations and all. So animation में ना it will be clear for you like how the everything it is there. Okay, so basically this was all about the heat exchanger. So the working of the heat exchanger, and if we apply the steady flow energy equation to the heat exchanger, what will be the results we are getting, or what are the equation we are getting, so that we have seen over here. Okay, now we'll move on to the next thing, that is a steam or a gas turbine over there. Okay, so मैंने जैसे बोला था कि अभी steam and gas turbine. Now स्टीम एंड गैस टर्बाइन हम लोग क्यों यूज़ करते हैं, बेसिकली अगर हम लोग इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी के बारे में अगर बात कर रहे हैं, सो इन दैट केस यू कैन यूज़ द स्टीम एंड गैस टर्बाइंस ओवर देयर. सो बेसिकली टर्बाइन में क्या रहेगा, इट विल बी जनरेटर विल बी अटैच्ड ओवर हियर. ओके, सो बेसिकली वर्किंग कैसे रहता है एक बार हम लोग देख लेते हैं. ठीक है, सो टर्बाइन इज अ डिवाइस फॉर ऑब्टेनिंग द वर्क फ्रॉम अ फ्लो ऑफ फ्लूइड एक्सपांडिंग फ्रॉम हाई प्रेशर टू लो प्रेशर. ओके, सो बेसिकली कौन से प्रिंसिपल पे वर्क करता है कि वॉट एवर द फ्लूइड, सो वेदर इट इज अ नाउ इन दिस केस द गैस इज देयर, आई मीन steam or a gas it is there. Okay, so basically it is expanding from the high pressure. So initially it is at a high pressure, but once it passes through the turbine, it will become a low pressurized. Okay, so because of that what happened, the high pressure रहेगा, so just because of that what happened, the velocity will be increased over there, and just because of that velocity what happens, your turbine will be rotate over there. Okay, and because of the turbine rotation, the generator will be attached over there. So you can see it over here. So the gas or a steam comes inside that, it will rotate the turbine. Okay, and then what happens, the gas will be out from here. Then on this the turbine, it attached on the shaft, and उसी shaft पे क्या रहेगा, there will be a generator. Okay, and this generator what it will doing, it will be generating the amount of whatever the work is there, or simply अगर वो electricity के बारे में बात करते तो it will generate electricity over there. So basically this is an working with the steam or a gas turbine over there. Okay, so now what are the characteristics, again the equation will remain same. This is not at all going to be changed over there. So what are the characteristics features for the steam or a gas power turbine over there? So the very first is nothing but a shaft work is produced over here, because the turbine is mounted on a shaft, and then this shaft is again connected to a generator. So once the turbine will be rotated, this shaft is again going to rotate, and because of that the work will be generated. So ws we have to consider over here. The second, that is a negligible velocity change in the fluid of the, I mean flow of the fluid, means whatever the velocity of the gas in the whenever we are entering inside that steam turbine, it will be equal to the velocity of the steam that is leaving the turbine. Okay, so we will consider it as the same over there. So that's why the C1 is equal to C2 over here. Then negligible potential energy change. So मतलब जो भी potential energy change हो रहा है, so that will be again negligible. तो अगर ज़्यादा difference अगर नहीं रहेगा यहाँ पे, because turbine में कैसा हो जाएगा, it is again depending on the size and how you are orienting all the things. Okay, so basically क्या हो जाता है कि अगर suppose if it is horizontally mounted तो चलो ठीक है एक आध बार, but फिर भी क्या हो जाता है पता है, दिस सपोज लीविंग एक्चुअली ये उन्होंने लाइन डायग्राम में बताया इसके लिए, ओके, बट इट विल बी एंटरिंग लाइक दिस, ओके, सो इट विल बी एंटरिंग लाइक दिस एंड ये यहाँ से आउट हो जाएगा, सो द इट इज मूविंग एट अ सेम लेवल ओनली. तो आप लोग पूछ सकते हो कि लाइक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी चेंज क्यों नहीं हो रहा है, यहाँ पे तो दिख रहा है कि यहाँ पे अलग है और यहाँ पे अलग है, ओके, बट बेसिकली दिस इज ऑन अ सेम लाइन, सो यू कैन सी ये सेम लाइन पे ही रहता है, तो दैट्स व्हाई we have considered it as a negligible. And the heat transfer, we are considering this as a zero heat transfer because this walls are insulated over here. क्योंकि क्या है कि whatever the temperature of the steam is there, whatever the pressure already we have created over here, उसी प्रेशर एंड उसी वेलोसिटी के साथ क्या होना चाहिए, इट शुड बी मूव, देयर शुड नॉट बी एनी हीट लॉस, ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई दीज आर perfectly insulated over there, so that's why there is no heat transfer. Okay, so basically what are the different terms will be there and which will be the zero terms over there. So basically ws will be present over here. I'll show it again by using the annotation. So basically this will become 0. I mean this will be cancelled out, this will be cancelled out, this will be cancelled out. Work done will be there. Is Q will be 0 over there. Okay. So now what is the remaining thing? That is nothing but M into H1 is equal to M2 into H2 plus WS. Okay. So this one. So if we rearrange all the terms, so what will be the final equation? That is Ws is equal to M into H1 minus H2. Okay, so basically whatever the appearance, the work done, whatever the work done is there now, so that is nothing but the change in enthalpy over there. Clear? So if you know the mass, okay, now the steam ka jo mass rahega, that will be same. Now all we know that ki like mass is not going to be changed in that, so basically the mass will remains constant over there, right? And h1 minus h2, so that is change in enthalpy, so that will directly gives you the value of the work over there. Is it clear? Any doubt in this? Guys, any doubt you can ask me. If you want you can put it in the chat box also. Okay, fine. ठीक है, फटाफट है ना, एक और इक्वेशन है तो वो हम लोग देख लेते हैं एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट हम लोग क्या करते हैं बाद में एक आई मीन इन द नेक्स्ट लेक्चर वी विल बी सॉल्विंग दैट प्रॉब्लम, ये वाला जो एक प्रॉब्लम है ना, सो दैट विल बी वी विल बी सॉल्विंग. ठीक है, ये पहले सॉल्व कर लेते बिकॉज ऑलरेडी वी हैव सीन अ हीट एक्सचेंजर, turbine it is there and nozzle it is also there, but still तभी कैलकुलेट करते चलेगा, कोई इतना इशू नहीं है. ओके, ठीक, fine. So we'll see the one more equation, so that I think it is related to same thing. Yeah, this steam and the gas we have seen now. The hydraulic turbine it is there. Okay, again that is based on the same thing over there. So again like the working is again little bit same over there, but the only the thing is that the um, I mean characteristics may differ. Okay, so we'll see what is there. So basically next is nothing but your hydraulic turbine. Now hydraulic turbine is what? So basically hydraulic turbine or a water turbine is a device which takes in water from a height, okay, the waters enter into the turbine. The part of its potential energy is converted into the useful work which is used to generate the electric power in the generator. So basically what happens, कोई डैम वगैरह ऐसा रहेगा and the reservoir it will be there. So basically we'll keep say the reservoir over there. So basically what happens, I'll show you the animation over there, so you will be able to understand. तो जितने भी बेसिकली हाइड्रो पावर प्लांट्स जितने भी सारे हैं, ठीक है, सो उसमें लाइक टर्बाइंस आर इंस्टॉल्ड ओवर देयर. Can you see the PPT? Hello. Okay, fine. So this is the working, this is a head pond, means this will be a reservoir over there. So this will be at some height. Okay, so जैसे डैम में कैसा पानी stored रहता है, so likewise it will be stored at a particular height, बहुत height पे रहता है mostly. Then what happen, it will be going downwards. So ये पूरा पेन स्टॉक यहाँ पे रहेगा. From that it will be moving. So अब क्या हो रहा है, now it is stored at particular height, so the potential energy it will be there. And once we release that water, what happens, this potential energy it will be converted into the kinetic energy, and this ये पूरा मूव हो जाएगा फ्लूइड यहाँ पे, and that will be entered, or that will be entered onto the turbine over there. So these are called as the steam turbine, sorry, hydraulic turbines होते हैं. So this water will strike the turbine, and because of that velocity the turbines will be rotated over here, and the generators are attached over here, so that will generate the electricity. Okay, and whatever the water is there, so that will be leaving the turbine over there, and the tail race is there. So again the reservoir you can consider, और फिर हम लोग या तो उसको हम लोग लाइक ऐसे ही लाइक छोड़ देते हैं ऐसे. Okay, so like river water जो रहता है, so likewise it will be there, right? So basically this is in working of what we can say, the steam hydraulic turbine. Okay, so basically क्या क्या चीज़ें हैं वो एक बार हम लोग देख लेते हैं, right? Now what are the characteristics? Now again the shaft work it will be there, because the turbine is again mounted on the shaft, and once the water is entered onto this, I mean strike onto this, the shaft will be rotated. So just because of that the shaft work it will be there. The negligible change in the temperature of the water, so मतलब जो भी water का temperature है, that is not going to be changed at all. Okay, so अगर कोई temperature difference दोनों के बीच में नहीं रहेगा, in that case that heat transfer is zero, मतलब water में ज़्यादा change नहीं होता, जितना वो उसका temperature है, the same temperature it will be there. Okay, so basically the Q is equal to zero. Okay, as well as the change in specific energy, I mean specific internal energy, that is also zero over there, because there is no temperature change na. So just because of that what happens, the specific energy it will be remains zero over there. Okay, and the water is an incompressible fluid, basically compressible fluid and incompressible. So basically water is an incompressible fluid. Okay, and its specific volume, and hence the density will remains constant, मतलब उसका जो density है, that is nu1 is equal to nu2, that will becomes nu, मतलब constant रहेगा, it is not going to be changed over there. Okay, so what are the different terms basically that we are considering over here? So this u1 and u2 it won't be it won't be there, because u1 and u2 is zero over here, I mean there is no change in that, so this will be equal, so this terms will get cancelled. So again I'll show it by using the annotation over there. So this one will be 0, this one will be 0 over there. Then what else is there? Okay, this q is equal to 0, so we are not going to consider this thing. Okay, now you will say what about this one? And even now in this case, instead of enthalpy, we have considered the other terms over there. Okay, so basically why we are not consider enthalpy over there, because this is not related to the gas. Now the fluid is what? It is a liquid basically. Okay, and whatever the water is there, so that is flowing, it has a different what we can say characteristics are there. So in that case, instead of considering the enthalpy directly, we have considered the internal energy and the flow work, because of whatever the flow is there now. So by that some work will be done over there, and that we need to consider over there. So that's why p1 v1, so that we have considered it as it is as it is. Okay, मैंने यहाँ पे h नहीं consider किया, but directly p1 v1 consider किया. So this u1 will get cancelled, u2 will get cancelled, p1 v1 will remains as it is, p2 v2 that will be again same, c1 and c2. Now the velocities. Now the velocities are again different, because here the velocity is different, and the leaving the velocity, it will be different over there. So that we are not going to consider it as a negligible. So in that case, you have to consider the both the things. Okay, and z1 and z2, so that again you need to consider over here. Okay, so if you mounted this particular thing on a, what we can say, the datum or a reference, okay, so in that case this z2 will be 0, but the water, it will be leaving or entering the steam turbine from a particular height over there. So in that case we need to consider the z1 over there. Okay, so that's why this equation will become ws is equal to, because ultimately we need to find out the work over there. So basically ws is equal to m into p1 v1 minus p2 v2, okay, प्लस c1 स्क्वायर बाय टू माइनस c2 स्क्वायर बाय टू. ये सारे टर्म्स मैंने यहाँ पे ले लिए, सो दैट्स व्हाई ये ऐसा मिल रहा है, प्लस g इंटू z1 माइनस z2. ओके, सो this is the general equation what we can consider. Now if you want to substitute the values over there, so in that case it will be what? M. Now we know that this nu, that is a specific volume. Okay, so that will be how much? It will be constant, so we have considered this as a v. So if I substitute that value, what it will become? M into p1 minus p2 into nu, that is this one, plus c1 square by 2 minus c2 square by 2, plus g into z1, because z2 will be at the datum, I mean that is at the reference. Okay, so that's why this z2 will be 0 over there. तो अगर हम लोग उसको और इक्वेशन में अगर कन्वर्ट करते हैं, मतलब और थोड़ा हम लोग लाइक सिंप्लीफाई अगर करते हैं इक्वेशन को, then in that case this ws, sorry, ws will become m into p into bracket, sorry, एक second, sorry, that is nu into p1 minus p2 plus c1 square by 2 minus c2 square by 2 plus g into z1, because z2 is 0. Okay, so this is the final equation if you substitute all the values over there. So if you know the specific volume over here, okay, then you can put the value over here. Then whatever the pressure is there, so initial pressure and the final pressure, it will be different, so that you can consider it over here. Then velocity you have to consider, and then the height it will be considered, and from that you can calculate the value of work done over there. Is it clear? Is there any doubt in this? Okay, so that's all about the steady flow energy equations, that is applicable for different engineering applications like the heat exchanger, the steam turbine, and the hydraulic turbine over there. Okay, so